working with dogs, I had Rottweilers at the time. And one day I was working my Rottweilers in the front of my house, in the yard. And a guy across the street from me saw me and walked over to talk with me. His name was Charles Wheeler. He was a fireman at the time. And he said, "Hey man, you like training dogs?" I said, "Yeah, you know." He said, "Why don't you come with me sometime? I train dogs too." He had shepherds. And he took me to my first dog club that he was a member of called Greater Houston Schutzhund Club. I didn't even know what the word Schutzhund meant. It was a German word, you know, but Greater Houston Schutzhund Club. And I went out, and when I went out, met people. And when I began to see these people work these dogs, I had never seen nothing like that in my life. Never seen nothing like that in my life. And I said, man, this is incredible. So that sent me on a whole nother route and a whole nother school of learning, of training dogs, because they were doing tracking, they was doing protection, they was doing obedience and very sophisticated stuff. And at that time, you were put on probation. Yes, you put on probation. You couldn't miss but so many days a month, and otherwise you would be released. And you had to work your dog in tracking, in obedience, before you could get the protection. So it was different.
So they wouldn't just let you just come into the protection, they made you work your way?
They made you work your way up to it. Because a lot of people would come to get the protection. After they got that, they would be gone. So you had to learn how to track a dog. You had to learn the obedience and the sophistication of obedience.
At that time, what breed were they using?
I had Rottweilers. But other members of the club mainly had German Shepherds. Some had Dobermans, and others had Australian Shepherds, Aussies. Now, what originally got me into pit bulls was a friend of mine named Tyrone Pink. He's an attorney. And he had pit bulls. And he told me, he said, "Greg, I know you like them Rottweilers." He said, "But if you ever get a pit bull, you're never gonna go back." So I said, "Man, you crazy. I don't want no pit bull, no crazy pit bull." He said, "All right." And I tried one. I got one from him. And he was right. After I got that pit bull from him, it set me on a whole nother journey about dogs.
What was it about the pit bull?
I'll tell anybody right now today. Personally, my personal opinion, I think a pit bull, pound for pound, is the best dog in the world for pretty much anything you want to use it for. Pit bull, I love dogs, many breeds. I've had different breeds, but a pit bull is a very unique animal, very unique animal. One thing about a pit bull, you can go anywhere with it, anywhere. Man or beast, it won't back down from nothing, not if you got a good one. They, how you would say it, are very loyal, very devoted. Very loyal and very devoted.
So now you got to the pit bulls, you didn't go back.
Mm-hmm.
You moved past the Rottweiler.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start focusing on competing with the pit bull?
Well, I moved past the Rottweiler, you know. it began to get difficult finding the ones like I had been used to. Breeders stopped breeding them, and that's an opinion that kind, because that's a lot of dogs. When you get the real Rottweiler, that's a lot of dogs. And a lot of people just were not comfortable in trying to handle them. Most of them were coming in from Germany, and the Europeans' attitude is different than the Americans about dogs. Dogs are more functional in their society than just pets.
So because it became difficult and you started learning about this pit bull and getting to the pit bull, and you view the pit bull as pretty much the ultimate dog.
Yes.
Now, in protection, what other breeds do you say will be good protection breeds?
Well, you know, you have so many breeds that can serve that function as protection, and I'm assuming that you mean protection for yourself, for your family, for your property, you know, car, home. So many dogs that are suitable for that. You can get the right mutt, and the right mutt will be suitable for that. So selecting a breed is just really have to do with your personal choice. I think it's the personal choice, which primarily I think is driven or influenced by the popularity of certain breeds. The Doberman Pinscher was very popular at one time. The German Shepherd, very popular at one time. The Rottweiler, very popular at one time. And so as a result of their popularity, people wanted one. They mostly seen them in the movies, and it began to sweep the country. And, oh, that's a great dog. Oh, I like the way it looked. I'm a trainer. I'm in this business. And most people think about how the dog look as opposed to its functionality. And so this is where most choices are made based on the persuasion of what a dog looked like and what it's known for. But just because a dog look a certain way or of a certain breed don't mean that it's really going to serve your purpose. You have breeds that are known widespread, like German Shepherds were popular from the movies, different movies about German Shepherds. Rottweilers became very popular from the movie The Omen, and they called them devil dogs, the Dobermans, and etc. So these things influence people as it being the best dog for the purpose that they wanted of protection. But it didn't really mean they were the best dog. It's just, I think, personal opinion, that it was the persuasion of movies and celebrities who had these dogs and identifying with them. Good girl, yes. 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 Bravo. Yes. See how she punching that fence? But she want to get to him, boy. Yes. Yes, good boy. Yes. Yes.